Retro Spirits.
Yeah.
It's this next this next tourney has been chosen by one of the community members because they won an AI tournament.
Yeah, you don't fuck with AI Potemkin and Guilty Gear.
Although to be fair, you got to give it to the runner up. He put up a good fight.
Yeah, but the AI can't face the ultimate wrath of command grabs.
Nope.
No.
It's why when I did that USF4 AI tourney, I had to ban certain characters like Zangief because I knew that would win like 90% because the AI likes to spam successful command grabs.
Wait, Zangief? What kind of game?
Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we should give maybe if we would like we could go a little history into Art of Fighting 3 before we begin.
Yeah, not a problem. All right, so Art of Fighting 3, I'm basically the community leader, more or less, Lich Massacre. I started reviving Art of Fighting 3 back in July because, well, to be honest, I just saw Polar Bear and Sludo playing some games with each other on Twitter, and I didn't really think much of it, but I thought to myself, what are reasons people would want to play this game? And, Polar Bear told me it's very much like 2D Tekken, which they don't play Tekken, but I do, well, to an extent. I'm pretty much, when it comes to my preference in fighting games, I mostly like to play 3D fighting games, like Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur, Virtual Fighter. And I thought, okay, this year sucks ass, so I'm gonna try seeing if I can get a community for this game going, and then started making a wiki. Is slowly building the Discord, and I mean slowly because, well, it's pretty much it's a very unique game, but it's not for everyone for the specific reason that it is like a 3D fighting game turned into a 2D fighter, which we'll get into as the tournament plays out. But I started working on the wiki. It was released in 1996 as a sequel to Art of Fighting 1 and 2 and a complete departure, and debuting Kasumi Toto from King of Fighters. And basically, Art of Fighting 3 is just a game where everyone deals crazy high damage off of juggle combos if you can do them optimally. There are comebacks up the ass, and really just everyone has, even the worst characters in the game have some amount of bullshit they can use to take the advantage back up their sleeve. And yeah, that's the kind of game it is. It is a very interesting game in the sense that at any moment, the round or even the whole match itself could just explode out of nowhere. So it becomes very intense on making sure you make the right decisions and hard reads.
And I believe I think the lore of Art of Fighting series as a whole is kind of weird. It
Yeah.
Long story short, it's a prequel to the Fatal Fury series because Geese shows up in Art of Fighting 2.
Right. And
And it basically starts when Mr. Big kidnaps Yuri after Takuma got in some sort of situation. And then Takuma had to become Mr. Karate.
And to be honest, I don't really fully know the lore of 1 and 2, but Art of Fighting 3 comes along. They stop Geese or whatever happens in Art of Fighting 2, and Robert's supposed to go on a date with Yuri, but then, oh shit, this woman comes along. She has to go stop this guy named Weiler, and Weiler has this dangerous nectar sap, whatever, because otherwise they'll make him super powerful. So they have to go to Mexico to stop him at his mansion.
And And just an FYI, Weiler is banned. Although I do believe that's only for like if you're playing as Rio or Robert, because if you play as any other character, their stories stop at like the Rio or Robert fight.
No, it's everyone has an ending, but like if you play Sinclair or Weiler in arcade mode, they don't have endings because they're boss characters. I don't know if they like stop specifically at the Rio and Robert fights, but everyone does have an ending besides those two.
And that, all right. And before we dilly dally along, we should get to the first match. So the first match is going to be Gabright versus Gainsborg. And just remember, all matches, according to Lich Massacre, all matches are going to be first to 3.
Yeah, the problem with Art of Fighting 3 is it has a learning curve. You play it, and it seems like it's a slow game, but the thing is, once you get used to it, once you like really pick up on just how you're supposed to play the game, it becomes very fast, especially with the ultimate KO system, which long story short, if you activate an ultimate KO, it pulls a guilty gear on you and you win the entire match regardless of whatever happened before it.
And that's entire match and not just the round like Guilty Gear.
Yep. So granted, in order to do the ultimate KO, you have to both players have to be in red health because the only way to activate ultimate KO is if you kill someone with your super and they're also at low health. But the thing is, it just gives you the win no matter what because I don't know why they designed it like that, but they did. And so that's one reason why we have to make it first to 3 because if a ultimate KO ever happens, well, then that's it. You know, matches could end in literally less than a minute because of that, if it ever happens. But the other reason is because while we still have several players who don't fully know the extent of how to do the juggles combos of how juggles work in this game, when you do juggles optimally in Art of Fighting 3, it can deal well over half of your life bar and otherwise just deal crazy amounts of damage. So it's a very momentum based fighting game.
Hold on, I spectated their match and then it just gave me a black screen. Let me try again.
Yeah, it's also giving me the black screen.
Four people spectating it. Here, let's ask FightK chat. Anyone getting black screen when spectating? I'm sorry, folks. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Yeah, I can't really tell if they're actually playing right now or if they're.
Well, Gab writes into voice chat. But he's probably focused. So,
Yeah, you might have to either just completely skip the set or just you would have to pull up the replays and watch the replay from that. But as it is right now, because of the black screen, I don't really think there's anything that can be done.
all right.
I mean, that's what I had to do when I ran my first Art of Fighting 3 tournament because of a whole slew of technical problems.
So, Lord Tiki is right. Once these matches end, they usually have a They usually have a, how do I say it? A replay. Yeah. A replay, and I might have to do that for the VOD if they're actually playing and then we can't spectate.
Well, I mean, we could play a different set because if they're playing but we can't spectate, there's really nothing else we can do.
Yeah, let me try one more time. Yeah, because the overlay still says 0-0.
Yeah, that's the other
All right,
unfortunate problem.
Let's have them keep playing. They'll report the scores, and then we'll just do Ikigai versus UQ.
That's the other problem with Art of Fighting 3. The game is cursed, and every time someone tries to stream a tournament of it, it causes technical problems. That's God's way of punishing us for playing something that isn't King of Fighters. Yeah, so normally I would say I'm good at solo commentary, but with literally nothing to commentate on right now, it's
Yeah, other people on the Fightcade chat are saying they can't see it.
I mean, I was able to spectate Gad. I don't think Gainsborg has ever played in a tournament before. I can't remember, but Gabray has, and I was able to spectate his matches just fine. So, all right, I'll pull up challenge, see tournaments. I'll see if Gainsborg has played in any before.
Yeah, even someone who hasn't entered the tourney is saying, "Hey, they can't watch their match."
That's
I guess we have to send it to the. I guess we have to send it to like the replay.
well, you have to. It's not going to happen otherwise. And
Unfortunately, I don't have a video editing software. And I should mention Ikigai has
0-3 for Gainsborg. It actually said a mismatch, the same thing, mismatch client on the same thing, or match, but it was 0-3.
Can you type it? Can you type up what you just said? Because sorry, I couldn't understand.
Where?
In the voice text channel.
Okay.
Anyways, Gainsborg gave the replay.
well, unfortunately, that's that's what we've been saying. If it didn't, that black screen during when they were playing live, then there's nothing else we can do.
Yeah.
We have to just settle with the replay.
Anyways,
well, that's what
mismatch
that was
client out of sync happened. Huh.
That's something like that. I can't. Yes.
So when that happened,
Like and that's why you don't call expecting, I guess.
wow. This will be tough. Anyways, I think Ikigai's probably not here. I think that's an issue we're gonna run into.
And actually, he is here. He is in the lobby.
Well, he's in the lobby, but he's not accepting the challenge. Universal Quantifier is asking, "Are you there?"
I feel like Ikigai always goes during tournaments.
Did
I
you
don't know anything about him, so I can't really
I think
say
it is a
why.
theme that he probably goes somewhere else or asleep or something else. Which, by the way, I did stay up until like 4 in the morning last night.
No, same. But like,
Sorry.
if you're going to sign up for a tournament, show up. Don't inconvenience others. You know.
Moving on, because this is taking too long. Okay, so Gainsborg won 3-0 with that match. Right, Gab, right?
Yeah.
And we're just gonna move on to Lord Tiki. We play in Fightcade 1.
Yeah, that's not happening unless it was unless it was like a last resort.
And the only reason why I'm able to
Oh,
hold on.
They're playing.
And the only reason why I'm able to understand that is because I do know a little bit of basic Spanish.
Ikiga and Yuki are playing, thank God.
And hopefully no technical difficulties. Oh, screen's up.
Christ.
Hey, we actually get a matchup on stream.
Finally, after 19 minutes. Alright, so Ikiga going pick grab. Alright. UQ, he has never played in a tournament before, so he's very new to this game, I can already tell. Picking Jin, who's a solid pick. Just going for some general pokes. We have two other Jin players. We have Kira, who didn't check in, and we have Polar Bear, who's who's basically the best Jin player we have in the community. He's funky in the sense that he's just a jock ninja. He has some simple juggles. He's heavy, so you can't really juggle him as well as you can other characters. He can turn invisible. Has a basically Raging Storm super, albeit it's not Raging Storm exactly.
I should mention Rio's not doing cross-ups. He's literally doing like Iori's taco. The back kick.
Yeah, that's his jump C, which that's the only thing you can do with jump C. It's a Iori's taco. It's a very useful move, but Ikigai is the only one who ever really uses it consistently, and even then he was doing it pretty well in Slam Town's tournament, but now he just keeps whiffing it, and I don't really know why.
It might be connection or how do I say it? Rustiness.
Probably, yeah. Rio, he can throw fireballs, as you saw right there, but Jin also has a reflector that he can use. You don't see it very often because there's so few projectiles in this game anyways, but yeah, Jin can reflect projectiles, and that Zanretsuken is literally the single best special move in the game. Because, well, second best, I should say. Because Zanretsuken has extremely high priority, and very few moves can actually beat it out consistently. And if you're one of those characters who can't beat it, you have literally no choice but to just be patient, because there's nothing you can do about it other than just wait for the punish. I gotta say, Yuki is doing quite well. He's just playing very patiently, nicely spaced pokes, and playing a very well-tempered Jin, not putting up with Rio's shit, because Rio, I wouldn't call him God tier, but he's demigod tier, so he's number 2 in the game. He has very few problems. Mainly, it just comes down to he's pretty punishable on block, and his juggles are a bit awkward. But outside of that, he can pretty much do anything he wants. The only character that he loses to is Kasumi, who is the actual god tier of this game. And both players are just feeling each other out right now, but UQ is not putting up with Rio's pressure. And as you saw right there with Rio just walking back like faintly and softly falling down onto the ground. this very weird mechanic in the game called wrong blocking. So basically, say you block an overhead, or obviously the overhead will hit you because you're blocking low. But the thing is, if you're holding 2 or down, then you'll still be hit the overhead by the overhead normally. Like it'll launch you, for example, if it's a launcher or whatever. But if you hold 1 down back, it will be a quote unquote wrong block, and it will have a different property as a result. It is a very strange mechanic that we're still trying to learn to understand, but yeah, that's the kind of weird shit that Art of Fighting 3 has. It looks very simple on the surface, but there's actually a lot more to it than it meets the eye. And Tiki 9 whiffed the cross-up yet again. I somehow saw that coming a mile away, and UQ takes it. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, I could see why it's 2D, 3D fighter now. Look at it with all the juggles.
It's we don't have any frame data on the game yet, but I imagine the frame data would be very whack to look at, because the thing is, this game has a thing called rush combos, which are just strings. So it has strings like 3D fighters, and you can delay the strings like you can delay strings in Virtua Fighter. So it borrows from Virtua Fighter in that sense, and it borrows from its juggles of Tekken. So yeah, it's a very oddball game.
So next up, we've got you versus Sonervoser.
Alrighty. And normally I mute myself, but as long as it's not like too distracting in the audio, then I'll try and stay on commentary to try my best to commentate while playing, just to like give a general idea of what's going on.
Or maybe I could try to make out what's going on, because blind commentaries are weirdly interesting.
Yeah, I'll just like keep it minimal on my end, so yeah, you can do the majority of your commentating.
Oh, we got Wang. Oh, so we got Wang mirrors. I don't know anything about this character, so let's see what it's about. Oh, I think. Wait, did Solar Reserve just taunt by wagging its backpack?
Taunting is an actual mechanic. I'll explain later.
No, I know. Oh, no, I know about taunting in Art of Fighting. It lowers your power meter. Slam it. That might have been a 50-50. Also, can you cut out in the middle of your taunts, or I wonder if you could cut out in the middle of your taunts like King of Fighters 96, or if you have to play it through the whole thing.
You can cancel your taunts. Also, that's the other good thing about this game. Rounds, if a round ends, you can immediately skip to the next round.
And I believe, I think it's the punch button. You hold the punch button to charge your power meter if it's not full.
Yeah.
Also, one thing to note, this is the first game that introduces Robert's different clothes than his normal bar clothes.
problem with Robert in this matchup is that his main launcher for it completely whiffs against Wang.
Now the small hitbox.
Yeah, Wang's smallest character by far none.
Unity GG's, thanks for the follow, but I thought you, I thought you followed already. Maybe I'm wrong. Try going for the DP. So switching to Kasumi now.
Who is God tier?
Lord Tiki, Weiler's banned. What are you trying to get the players into?
So yeah, Kasumi's Kasane Ate, it basically gives her free pressure. It's the single best special move in the game.
I don't know which win pose it is, but I know Kasumi speaks English.
Yeah.
So another thing you might have noticed is that if you've seen the three characters who made it to King of Fighters, these voice clips will be reused in 96 to 98. Be my model, okay? I don't know what to think of that.
Yeah, the win quotes in this game are very weird. It's well, not all of them, but speaking of Kasumi, her win quote, not at the end screen, but her winning pose when she wins a match, she says, she pulls out her English phrase book and says, "Come back when you grow up."
That quote also comes back in one of the win poses of 96.
Yeah, and then 98 to UMFE.
Anyways, I think I should give you a break because you're supposed to be next, but we're gonna move on to winter semis.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, because it would be unfair to like even though we're gonna do that for winners to losers finals.
Yeah.
All right, Lord Tiki versus Gainsborg.
So yeah, basically the gist with Wang is he even though he's bottom 2, he's still pretty good character. He's not like trash. He's viable. But basically the gist with him is he pokes the hell out of you, annoys you, frustrates you, and he has he not only has the Tekken Hell Sweep, 2 of them, but he also has a Tekken 5 Fang's back 1. Which, if you know anything about Tekken 5 and Fang, you know that back 1 is the single fastest move in the game, uninterruptible, unless you just get lucky, and you basically have to respect it because nothing else beats it. So, in other words, a very balanced, annoying poke that very few characters can actually put up with, even if the range on it is stubby. And Kasumi, while I didn't do a very good job of actually showcasing that, she basically has disgusting amounts of juggles and also free pressure, crazy mix-ups. The only thing she doesn't have is any real form of zoning with long distance tools, but that doesn't matter. The only other thing with Kasumi is that she's technically the hardest character to play in the game because her juggles are very specific, but outside of that.
I should mention her juggles. I think they came back, but only in the form of special moves in like later KOF games, like 2002 UM.
Yeah, those are more like Rekkas, and I mean, she starts them off with a Rekka, but I think the like juggles afterwards, they're a little restricted. I'm not sure if that's a good way of putting it, but yeah, they're a little restricted. But yeah, she does have juggles throughout the KOF games. In this game, Kasumi, her juggles will, her optimal juggles will almost always deal more than half health. And if you manage to pull off her super, you can not only combo into her super, also out of her super. So basically her super is quite literally a combo extension. And it's why, I don't know, but they designed it that way, and so you can do some pretty nasty stuff with Kasumi's juggles.
Also, fun fact about Kasumi in 2002 UM, if you finish off an opponent with her Max 2, which is her thing with her father, Toto, from the first Art of Fighting game.
Right.
You get a special victory screen. I believe you do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do, yeah. Speaking of Toto, I have no idea why they put Toto in Capcom vs. SNK 2. Like, the only game he was in before that was Art of Fighting 1. It makes no sense why they would pick him over his daughter when he has, like, not necessarily no character, but, like, he has so little to actually work with. And, yeah.
Well, from what I know about Toto is that they're basically rivals of the Takuma, probably. Which is why Kasumi probably, like, has something about, I don't know, Ryo.
I mean, yeah, but it's Capcom versus SNK 2. It's like Capcom deliberately picked Toto over Kasumi. Much like how they deliberately made it so that Morgan doesn't get a new sprite because, well, we don't want to actually update our characters. We use the popular ones. So back to the match. Lord Tiki has never played Kasumi before, so this is the first time I'm ever seen him play Kasumi. So, he's doing good, but I wouldn't really say he's doing exceptional, because he's doing some pretty low damage juggles, not going for a lot of dash Bs, which can be pretty risky because of the recovery from dash B. It's not as dangerous as Ryo's dash B, but it can still be pretty punishable. Not respecting Robert a little too much, I will add at that. But because Kasumi, I mean, yeah, she does have a couple things unsafe on block, but the thing with Kasumi is almost all of her moves are faster than the majority of the cast, especially her like 5 AD, which is just a gut punch that very few people can actually react to, if at all. And just in general, when you delay her strings, which, again, keep in mind her attacks are fast, and she has really good reach.
Did Robert just counter or grab Kasumi right there?
It was grab, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's a grab. Oh wait, there's a mechanic in this game I should mention called the parry, which is 4C or back C. You can also call it like a hold or a catch or whatever. But basically, if your opponent attacks you while you're doing the parry, you'll flip them over, and now they're on the ground. It doesn't do damage.
So that's what Robert did, and so it's like the Dead or Alive holds.
Yeah, pretty much. You only have one option for a hold, because in Dead or Alive, you actually have to deliberately think to yourself, okay, they're gonna go for a high, mid, or low. In this game, it's just if it's a high or a mid, no lows, then you'll auto hold. So, but still, very useful mechanic, and spamming it will basically make it so that no one actually approaches you that way. So it can be dangerous, but yeah, it's a very unique mechanic you don't see in other 2D fighting games at the time.
Lord Tiki switched it to Sinclair.
And I don't see this going well, because Sinclair is the worst character in the game. And when I say the worst character in the game, I mean Wang and Sinclair are at least 2 tiers apart from each other, because Sinclair's that bad. So, let's get this out of the way. Sinclair takes so long to do everything that even her merely walking forward takes like 15 frames of startup or something ridiculous like that. Oh, and as you saw right there, she was in the middle of a string, but Robert had more than enough time to just counter with a grab that he didn't even have to move for. And the biggest problem Sinclair has is that in order to really do anything with her, you have to be at point-blank range. Because while some moves have good reach, most moves don't have the properties they're supposed to have unless you're point-blank in front of the opponent. She has a touch of death, which we did not see in this tournament. Or this set, I should say. She has a touch of death, but in order to do that at all, you have to be point-blank range, which is also more than enough for the opponent to punish you with literally anything at that point. Especially because she's extremely slow. And he won that round, probably because Gainsborg didn't know the matchup, but know the matchup, and she's pretty piss easy to deal with.
Next up, we got Universal Quantifier versus Sonar Voser. Yeah, I'm gonna have a hard time saying that name.
To be honest, I don't know how you say the user. I just say Sonar to keep it short and simple.
Ah.
I think it's like Sonar Bayozer, but that just sounds weird, so I just say Sonar.
You say Bueno, no lag. I don't know what he's talking about. Sorry.
Yeah, me neither. I do not lead.
Maybe he was happy that there was little to no lag that match.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Oh, and I'm going to take this time to shamelessly shill my own Art of Fighting Discord, which is not strictly Art of Fighting 3. It's also is Art of Fighting 1 and 2, the series in general. So I'm going to take my time to shamelessly plug it. Let me get into set. There we go. And
So we got Wang versus Jin.
this will be interesting. Wang is already mentioned him before, and Jin, I would say they're mostly even for a matchup, because the thing is, Jin isn't like particularly threatening with his range. He doesn't have bad range. He's just like average, I would say. And Wang, I mean, he has stubby normals, but they're both like, you know, poke heavy characters. Wang is more of the annoying character, and Jin is, I'm going to wait and bait for your juggles.
Ooh, nice juggle.
Yep. Yeah, Jin gets, that's his most basic juggle, but it's still a lot of damage, and it works on everyone. So Jin just gets free damage across the board like that. He also gets his helicopter kick.
Jin tried doing a prototype Tizok slam dunk. Except it wasn't as high.
Whoa, that's how you know Tizak learned from the best. No follow-up with what if knocked down Jin. I'm pretty sure not going to follow-up is unsafe even on hit, so it's like you have to go with the follow-up unless the opponent just doesn't know the matchup.
That is such an underwhelming way to finish off someone. Not even a big, powerful hit effect, but just
Yeah, that's Wang for you. That's one of his health sweeps. And I do mean health sweep because his 2 AP is a health sweep, and that right there, the one where he just does a little pose after hitting you, is his 1B. He also has a ground pound for whatever reason.
probably that slam thing Crash Bandicoot has. Oh, that's his super.
And it's unblockable as well. And this is
oh no, it's an ultimate KO.
Oh yeah.
So that's 2-0.
Yep. Even Jin's abs could not face the wrath of Wang's unblockable Rambu super. And I'm not kidding when I say it's unblockable. If the character has a Rambu super in this game, it's fully unblockable. There's nothing you can do about it.
So something like Rio and Robert as well?
Yep, they have unblockable Rambu supers. You have to just basically poke them or interrupt it somehow, or just otherwise be very far away, because Wang is actually lasts a really long while, so he'll run forward for a while until he trips over. The thing with
See, that one's just a normal super.
yeah. So with Wang, even if while he's tripping forward, the problem with Wang is that he still has an active hitbox even as he's falling
now
Universal
Quantifier is being careful after seeing what happened.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, the Ryoku Rambi was also unblockable in Art of Fighting 2, I believe.
I think, yeah, I haven't played that game in forever, so I don't fully know. I think so.
So I guess in terms of balance, they had to make it blockable in KOF games.
Well, yeah, if they didn't, then I mean, if they didn't, so Havoc would be let loose.
I guess they also did that because Kim Kafwan in Fatal Fury 2 and Special, he has that kind of super.
Yeah. And I haven't mentioned it yet, but in this game, unblockable Rambu supers, you can also do unblockable setups. If you knock the opponent down and they're not dead yet, you can time the Rambu super for when they wake up, and it will collide with them the immediate frame that they become active standing. So that makes it even deadlier. So it's literally just a big middle finger super. With Jin's super, as I said before, he gets a raging storm that just surrounds himself. It's nothing crazy like not like in Real Bout 2 or anything where it just covers his entire front area, but he's fully invincible except for the recovery. He can. Yeah, he's fully invincible except for the recovery. It covers both sides of him.
And
it lasts a long while, and yeah.
And speaking of that Raging Storm, I thought that Raging Storm was only for Nightmare Geese. It's for normal geese as well?
Yeah, it's normal geese as well. It's just the thing is, Nightmare Geese gets the version where it covers this entire front area, whereas normal geese gets the Raging Storm that just covers both sides. So Jin's super also, you hate to see it, just double super.
What? Universal Quantifier threw the match. If he just pursued it, he would have won.
Not even that, just backdash, jump away, because the other thing is Jin has a double jump, so he would be able to jump over Wang's Rambu super.
Oh, so my eyes wasn't deceiving me. He actually does have a double jump. I thought it was a wall jump, because I know in Art of Fighting, that exists.
Yeah, Ryo has a wall jump, and Jin just has a double jump, because screw you. He's a ninja.
Flashbacks to Hokutomaru. Well, flash forwards because Mark of the Wolves came after.
It's, what else was I gonna say? Oh, Jin Super, last thing I'll say about it. Even if it hits once, there's a very, however unlikely chance that it will hit twice and effectively give Jin the win, regardless of how much health the opponent has, because unfortunately it can hit twice in a row.
Alright, Universal Quantifier is asking if the super was an overhead. Lich Massacre mentioned that super is actually unblockable.
Yeah, unblockable. Doesn't matter if you're crouching, standing, or ducking. If you get hit by it, you get hit by it. There's no turning back.
You could try jumping over it, but good luck with that. Even its hitboxes probably weird.
Carmen, another character in this game, he has a quote-unquote Rambu super, but it's a command grab that hits low, so technically, yes, it is unblockable, but it's also, he dashes forward, but he doesn't run forward like the other Rambu characters. He just dashes forward, so the range is a little short. And if he can't really like hit you above him, so he has to kind of hit you while you're standing, albeit he can still do unblockable setups with it. It's weird.
So next up we've got Lich Massacre versus Ikigai.
All right, time to get my ass whooped.
Hey, don't be Terrell.
I'm out of practice, so it's whatever. I'm just throwing around anyways, because my main is Kasumi and Ryo's my secondary, but still, I play like everyone except Lenny and
well, I guess it's also because you're on break, so I guess restiness is to be expected.
Yeah. I'm slowly coming back, but like I've just been mainly working on not the Art of Fighting 3 wiki, even though I should be, but more like I'm working on the Marvel vs. Capcom 1 wiki, which was absolute. I don't want to like insult the person who originally edited it from like 2016, but it was a really horrible wiki, and it still requires some work, but I'm just cleaning it up at the moment because it had such stuff as you go on Wolverine's page and it says just figure out how to do the timing yourself because I'm not telling, and I don't know why I'm even putting this combo in intermediate because this combo is so easy. Yeah, that's the level of shit that you had to put up with in the original wiki. It was stupid.
Oh, there's the scores. There's the bracket so far. Sorry. Oh, Ryo also has a dive kick. I thought only Robert had that.
It's a wall jump.
Oh, but I guess Ryo. I guess the different. Oh, I see it now. Because it's not depleting any meter, and Robert's does.
Yeah.
Did you just kick that fireball? Like, I know in Art of Fighting 2, for some reason, you can punch fireballs if you time it right.
Yeah, you can punch projectiles. You can't punch house tokens, but all other projectiles except roadies you can punch.
Whoops, wrong score. I mean, wrong side. There we go. Ooh, nice juggle. Ooh, power pursuit. I should mention the control scheme is, I think, the same as Art of Fighting 2, where you have a punch button, a kick button, a special button, and a taunt button. And that's perfect right there.
Yeah, it's, well, in Art of Fighting 2, it's low kick, it's low punch, low kick, high punch, high kick, but both punches and kicks are on the same button, and then you have the taunt button, and in this game it's just punch, kick, special, strong, and taunt.
Huh, so D is the strong button. So kind of like Real About Fatal Fury games, well, Real About Fatal Fury 1 specifically.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta see, this is one of my first times seeing this gameplay up close. So it's surprising to see this flow so much smoothly compared to the clunkiness that is Art of Fighting 1 and 2.
Yeah. Art of Fighting 1 and 2 are very clunky. This game, well, I mean, it's also clunky, but once you get used to it, it's actually not that bad. It's, yeah, I'm very rusty, so please.
Alright, so that's 0-3.
So yeah, GG's. Yeah, I keep saying I need to work on the wiki, but then I end up working on other wikis. So, yeah, that's the kind of person I am. Oh, I'll go work on this wiki, but then I end up working on other wikis, and yeah.
So now we're moving on to losers quarterfinals. Universal Quantifier versus Gabright. And I hope and I hope we can actually see this one.
I think it is this issue specifically between Gabriel and Gainsborg that time. I think. I'm not sure, though.
Maybe because Fightcade can be picky like that.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Maybe because I did that. Maybe because I hard resetted F3. I guess for me it's what why it happened.
Yeah, the resetting with F3 can actually screw with the replays.
Oh, really? So if it messes up, then the VOD will have this VOD will have that match completely missing no matter what.
I mean, pushing F3 itself doesn't mess up the replay most of the time, but it'll like make it. It's weird because the thing is, pushing it once doesn't really do anything, but there's this one time I was playing Super Turbo, me and the other guy. We pushed F3 like 5 times because we were just labbing stuff while also playing matches. And the replay is now just like unwatchable because it gets to a point where both characters aren't actually doing anything, but then they just randomly push buttons, and it's not a replay that, yeah. So push F3 too many times, and chances are we'll actually screw up the replay.
That flurry, man, it lasts so long, and if you get even hit by one of it, you get hit by the whole thing.
Yeah, and it vacuums, by the way.
Yeah, it does vacuum.
Roberts doesn't vacuum, though, for whatever reason.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because it has longer range since he uses kicks.
I think they're actually the same range in this game, though. Yeah, that's basically all I can really say about UQ. Well, not even UQ, just in general. If Rio does that and you're playing a character who can't punish it, you just have to respect it. There's nothing you can do. Just block.
Yeah, it's like when I'm playing like Samurai Shodown 5 Special and I get hit by Yoshitora's flurry. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the QCB. It's just... Yeah, it's like you just have to... Well, at least Yoshitori's flurry, it doesn't just straight up vacuum the opponent. Like, oh, you're looking at me. Time to get sucked in. Lol.
Oh, you know what a better comparison is? Shizumaru's. Quarter circle backslash.
Yeah. The only real downside to Ryo's Sanretsuken is it costs 33% meter, so it is costly. And also, if he's against Kasumi, if he doesn't just immediately hit Kasumi, she can low sweep it, and because it completely crouches the whole move, then there's nothing Ryo can actually do about it, because Kasumi's the only character who can like consistently low profile it. Jin can also low profile it, but that's really hard to space. And the only other character who can actually punish it, well, he can also do that. The only other character who can actually punish it consistently, not even consistently, just like at all, is Sinclair with her jumping sword stab, which
So So another question I'd like to ask, because this is a game of pursuits like Samurai Shodown, 4, 5 Special. How long does it take for characters to get up?
Here's the thing: you can intentionally delay wake up. You can do such a thing as a perfect wake up, like you can. But that's the other weird thing about this game. So let's say you want to wake up. The opponent's not doing anything. You're just learning to wake up at all. You have to rotate your move. You have to rotate your left stick in a full circle, and then you have to like push down plus A, plus B, plus C, and then you recover quicker.
You think
In other words,
you think they'd explain that better, because like in Waku Waku 7, they show you, oh, you gotta mash the button to get up faster.
yeah, they don't explain that at all in this game. They like quite literally never tell you how to tag. It's ridiculous. It's literally to the point where you have to do it prior to landing so that you can try and get up as soon as possible. And again, it is possible to do like an instant wake up.
But then again, KOF doesn't exactly teach you when you fall down, you just press A, B to recover quickly.
Yeah.
So your opponent doesn't have to set up with a mix-up.
Oh, and KOF also doesn't teach you about buffering. Like KOF combos seem difficult, like the execution seems difficult, but then you learn, oh wait, you just buffer it, and you
Oh,
figure out how you buffer it, and
oh,
it
and
becomes significantly easier. The games never tell you that.
oh yeah, input buffering. But that's also why KOF. I feel like in KOF 2003, T-Sock is vastly superior in that game than he is in Market of Wolves.
Well, yeah, and Mark of the Wolves, he's like bottom. He's usable, he's viable, but he's still bottom tier because of straight up throw glitch, effectively taking away the one defining factor he has.
But in King of Fighters 2003, well, one he could dash and roll. I guess he has more. He basically has more movements, and he can. And it's much easier to command grab because in
Uh,
Market of Wolves, it was a 360 motion. In KF 2003, it's half circle back forward.
yeah, I mean Garo's more a slower. It's slower compared to KOF, and I mean KOF. It's not like a super fast game, but it's faster. And Garo is more it's more even tempered. I'd say it's along the speed of I don't want to say Street Fighter because that's not an accurate um, comparison, but it's like Fatal Fury speed, just a pinch faster. So yeah, I mean in Garo it makes sense, but in KOF it wouldn't.
As Robert, I did. Robert has a back punch thing that is like a launcher. Very interesting.
Oh yeah, Universal Quantifier saying is that Zanretsuken, the Rambi, it stays active. It's an exaggeration that it stays active forever, and it certainly feels like that, just like Shizumaru's.
Yeah, it's unfortunately that's just the reality of it. You just have to block, and it does have lengthy recovery, so anyone can punish almost anyone, I should say, because Sinclair probably can't punish it for the life of her. But yeah, like you just have to wait for it to end, and then you punish it. It screws everyone up. That's the problem. It doesn't matter how much you play this game. You just have to wait forever, and then you punish it. There is one upside to Robert's Zanretsu compared to Ryo's, and that it actually hits low. Because the thing with Ryo, it hits low, but the reason Kasumi and Jin are able to low profile it is the fact that it doesn't hit like right to the ground, whereas Roberts it does. He does have a blind spot low to the ground, but the hitbox moves up and down, so you have to be very specific about timing it. Although it doesn't hit above him quite as much as it does Ryo's, so it's just another one of those oddities of this game. And according to Lord Tiki, Robert starts faster than Ryo's, so that's another advantage he has over Ryo's. But regardless, I would say Ryo in this matchup has the favor in his hand, but I wouldn't call it a huge favor. It's probably just like a 6-4.
So I also lowered the game volume just so people can hear commentary better. So I hope it's not inconsistent. So sorry for the inconsistencies.
That's one of the hardest things about streaming a tournament with commentators, I think, is just knowing that the commentary is going to be loud enough above the game audio to actually hear people.
But I think I got the yeah, but ooh, landed a Hosho took Hokun. But I think I got the volume right.
You pretty much just have to like have an external watcher make sure that the audio is mixed right, because I mean you could probably test it on your own end. I don't really know if there's like a consistent way or like a good way of testing that on your own. Well, I mean you can with like your phone or something, but I think that's like the only way you really could. Yeah.
So that's 3-0 for Ikigai. So that ends losers quarters, and for losers semis, we're getting a rematch, but we're gonna go to winners finals now. So for winners finals, it's also we got Lord Tiki versus name I can't pronounce, Sonner Voser.
I think it's Solar User. Solar User. That's how you pronounce it. Solar User. I guess that's how you pronounce it.
Probably.
Yeah, because lately I've been noticing, maybe the game audio is too loud. You're giving important information, and I don't think the viewers or myself can make out of it.
I've been on Slam Town's commentary, and they're able to hear me just fine there, and other VODs have been able to hear me as well, so I have no idea. I don't really change any of my mic settings because I don't have any, so...
Oh no, we can hear you just fine. It's just that the game audio is too loud. That's why it overpowers. That's my thought process. And I'd also like to add a feature that shows all. I don't know what plugin this is, but it basically shows all the people talking in the Discord on the side. That way, my viewers know who's talking.
That's I don't know which plugin that is, but I know what you're talking about.
Anyways, Carmen Cole. This is a new character to me.
Yeah, this is his actual name. Carmen, which is a poke-heavy turtle. Basically, he just jabs all day. He's got that stinky leg, and he has the fastest pursuit because it's an instant. His thing with pursuit is it's not just a pursuit; it's an animation that plays out, and so it's instant. So once it starts, then you basically can't escape it. And the other thing about his pursuit is that it can actually teleport him. Oh, you hate to see it.
Was that a super, or was that one of his specials?
That was his super. That's what I'm talking about with unblockable setups. You can actually unblockable setup off of someone's wake up.
So Sona Roser is switching to Rio,
which is his main. Center Roser plays a very keep away, very poke heavy keep away Rio. Why exactly, I'm not sure, but that's how he rolls.
I also want to know why in CVS. I don't, you know what? It's not even a question. I was gonna ask why Rio has his normal fireballs in CVS 2, but Yuri keeps her KOF like fireballs.
Yeah, it's not really a question if you know the lore. But it is weird. And it's still a weird choice regardless.
Which is strange because Yuri is capable of doing normal fireballs. And yet in like KOF 2002, KOF 11, she can turn a normal fireball into a Halsho Kolkin. A weaker one, but it's not a super. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have to charge it.
Oh, I guess I should mention now, Yuri's actually only an NPC in this game. Same with same with another actually, in fact, another art of fighting character that's famous, King. She's not even in this game. I don't think so.
No, she's not. That's the weird thing about this game. Like, all the animations you're seeing is really well animated, and that's because they did rotoscope graphics. But like, as a result, they also pulled a Garo before Garo, and like completely changed the roster with new characters outside of Rio and Robert. And
oh no, Mark of the Wolves only brought back Terry, and maybe it's more like Street Fighter 3 because they only brought back 2 characters, Ryu and Ken.
And Chun-Li. And Akuma, but yeah.
That's Dirt Strike. I'm talking about I'm talking about New Generation.
I never played New Generation, so that tells you my knowledge about Street Fighter.
I think New Generation only had it only had okay. I know it had Sean. It also has Oro, Necro, Ibuki, Elena, Alex, Young, and I forgot the other one.
Yeah, I don't know, because I am the last person to ask about the Street Fighter 3 series. But I think there's like 10 characters they have in that game.
Yeah, only 10 characters, including Ryu and Ken.
But anyways, yeah, Yuri, they made sprites for her as an NPC, but they didn't make her playable. Which baffles me.
Maybe this game was rushed. They wanted to have her be playable, but they couldn't.
That's likely, yeah.
Like,
why it would be rushed, I don't know, but that is likely.
Like, I know in development, they wanted to have Rick Stroud in KOF 99, and then they switched it to Vanessa, and then neither of them showed up in KOF 99, and then Vanessa showed up in 2000, and then the rest is history.
Vanessa's in 99 Evolution, but that's on the Dreamcast.
Yeah. I think that game includes, like, all the characters they wanted to be in 99.
Yeah, but the problem is they're strikers, so it's basically all the characters they wanted to be in 99 as striker exclusives.
Well, KOF 2002, no, not 2002. KOF 2000 has an even worse striker situation. The American sports team, they're all strikers. In the PS2 version.
Yeah, I can't wait for KOF 15 where the American sports team comes back. Guys, I'm telling you, Brian's going to be top tier.
Wasn't he good in 94?
Yeah, I think he was like mid-tier, yeah. And I'll look it up. It's probably an outdated tier list.
Well, it probably is because you're stuck with preset teams, and I do know that Kyo and Benimaru is one of the better characters, I believe.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. It's there we go. All right, so this was updated last in 2016, and by the one guy that I by the one guy I'm not fully sure if he's actually a good player or not, but so in OG, American Sports Team is third, so they're A tier. And in 94 Rebout, which is the game where you can customize your 94 teams, Brian is A tier, Heavy D is A tier, and Lucky is B tier.
Why am I not surprised? Lucky is like a low tier in the original version of 98 UM. And then moved to Final Edition, they completely changed that.
Yep, and unsurprisingly, China team is, well, not unsurprisingly, but I guess surprisingly more like China team is just the worst team in 94, both in 94 and 94 Rebound.
It's also ironic because when I played that as a kid, the Chinese team is one of the worst AIs to go up against.
Oof. And also, it's like, it's also saying 94 OG, Brazil is S tier, which is unsurprising, mainly for the infinites of Ralph and Clark. Hard to tell without the asshole that is Hager, which is like, okay, but you're not actually telling us anything about why the team is S tier other than. Honestly, asshole could mean anything. Like, are you saying he's an asshole because he's holding them back? Or are you saying he's an asshole because he's just so much better than everyone else?
And
yeah.
And I think Hyden's still broken in 95.
I don't remember 95 as well. He's good in the game, but I don't think he's top 5. Because the thing is, in 95, Kyo, Rugal, Iori, and Billy, they all pretty much just, they're the top tiers of that game. So I think he's still really good, but I wouldn't say he's broken per se.
No, I think there was like a glitch or something. That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
But let's move on to Art of Fight. I think we were going off topic. We should move on to Art of Fighting 3 topics.
Yeah. So there's semi.
Loser semifinals. This is actually a rematch.
Ooh. Ikigai and UQ. I do wonder what compelled UQ to start playing this game, but
well, maybe he's intrigued.
well, I'm not saying it's a bad thing he's playing. I welcome all new players. I'm just surprised that he started to randomly pick up this game.
Ah. Well, I guess it's like me and maybe a little... Like that one time I wanted to get into Waku Waku 7. I just randomly picked it up.
Yeah.
And wanted to play it. For like one tournament.
Yeah, it's like, again, I don't forbid any new players at all. I fully welcome everyone who wants to try the game out. It's just, like I said before, it's one of those games where it's you have to, it's hard to get into because it's not for everyone because of just how weird it is. And so
I get, maybe. I mean, 3D fighters were never my forte. I always get frustrated when I played them in the last few tournaments because I just get destroyed.
honestly, I don't really think 3D fighters are anyone's forte in the poverty scene. Well, not anyone, but you know what I mean. Like, generally speaking, people in the poverty fighting game scene are always playing 2D fighters, and so playing a 3D fighter is foreign to them. I mean, I grew up playing 3D fighters, so I'm most comfortable with those games, but yeah. And yeah, that's Jin for you. Going for the low dick chop.
So I think there's only like 2 characters we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, there's Lenny, and we haven't seen Rhodey. Lenny, I'm not gonna rant about them, but Lenny's a zoning character, and she has a corner loop infinite. And Rhodey, he's basically just big boy damage. Well, not big boy damage, but like big boy P brain rush down, more or less, because he has a constant 50-50.
Oh, the chip damage got him.
That's something you don't really see a whole lot in this game. Chip damage kills. It's possible, but chip damage happens so little that it's like, to be honest, I think people tend to forget that chip damage exists. But I mean, you can see right there with Jin, his life bar, just the one shred of health that he lost, and a pretty huge chunk at that because he blocked the fireball. So it can be pretty dangerous. Just it tends to only be the special moves that actually matter when it comes to chip damage.
Well, you could block the Halshul Koken, and it didn't do as much chip damage as I thought.
How Shokoken is weird because it has such a massive startup, but you land it and it deals like half damage. But if it's blocked, then it deals the same amount of damage. No, actually, I think it deals less chip damage than a blocked normal fireball. I think. I would have to land it. But that's the level of just strange this game is on. Okay.
Oh no! Universal quantifier is Achilles' heel. That flurry, or whatever it's called. I just call it a flurry because that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You have to be patient. There's no other way around it. You have to be patient because that will catch you off guard.
Yeah, like that. And that was a perfect.
He could have gone for super, and it probably would have worked, to be honest.
All right, 3-1 for Ikigai. Ikigai gets revenge from what happened in the first match. Now we're on to losers finals.
And Lord Tiki and Ikigai, which will almost certainly be Carmen versus Rio.
Yeah. Hi, Kaiten. Sorry you couldn't enter. I know times are hard, especially with scheduling. So Terrell just promoted his next few tourneys.
Yeah, he's I haven't took a good look at the list yet, but let's see. I know he's hosting Fatal Fury Special, which of course I can't make it because I work that day. Oh, SBC Chaos? Yes. Yes. I don't care what you say. I love SBC.
Anyways, sorry I missed a lot of this because I was slacking off, but I think you're right. Rio versus Carmen.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't really say Rio has a huge advantage in this matchup per se. Yeah, I wouldn't really say that.
Super.
But unblockable setup as usual. Carmen has long-range pokes, but in terms of just like raw power, raw damage, Rio has better raw damage and mobility than Carmen. Whereas he's very simple to understand, but his tools are just limited because of how straightforward he is. So Rio has the single largest moves kit in the game, and Carmen just he just pokes a lot, because that's really what it boils down to. Going in, charging for pokes, and call it a day.
So yeah, Kaiten did respond. He did say he couldn't make it because he would be exhausted the next day, which I fully understand. In fact, I was honestly kind of worried because I stayed up so late last night that I would be too tired when this tourney came on, but luckily that's not the case. With the pursuit.
Yeah, you can. It's possible to with pursuits in this game. It's not like they're hard to time. They have a lot of time. It's just Rio's pursuit, the one where he just like slams the ground with energy like that, it actually costs spirit, and it's slower than his normal pursuit. I'm pretty sure it's slower, at least. That you were saying.
No, I was gonna. No, keep going. I was gonna bring up something totally unrelated.
Oh, well, I don't really have anything else to say.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you mentioned certain characters not being here, and yeah, that's one of the reasons why some people chose not to enter this tourney. Because there are people like myself who only play their favorite characters instead of the top tier and all that whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, that's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite in a nutshell. Because Disney decides, okay, we don't have the X-Men, so screw you. You're not allowed to have the X-Men either. Because, God forbid, the MCU. But that's another topic. Yeah, I'm surprised Tiki guys had the lead during a set, because Tiki is our second best player, not our complete best. We have another player under the name of Pink Nako and Slescore, either or, who is I know he's better than Tiki, and he's a Lenny main, but I haven't seen him in a while.
I wonder how Polar Bear would fare against Ikigai had he chose to enter. Well, stay enter.
I'm trying to remember if they played in a tournament before. I think they have. Polar Bear's a good player. He's only real thing I would say about Polar Bear is he needs to learn more combos with Jin. But outside of that, I think once he I think picking up on Rio's Taco, you'd be able to just I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything because, to be honest, I don't really know how Ikigai plays this game quite well. Because I've seen Polar Bear play a lot, so I know how he plays Ikigai. All I really know is he just goes for jabs, and taco, and sometimes wall jump. But that's just me as an observer. Still. Alright, so with Fireball, I kind of saw it coming, and Instant Pursuit, yeah, you did caught by Carmen's Pursuit, there's nothing we can do about it, and now it's 2-2.
Oh yeah, Kaiten here is saying this game alone made him use Kasumi, no regrets.
Well, that's a good thing, because Kasumi's fun.
Not to be confused with the Kasumi from Dead or Alive.
Or the Kasumi from Persona 5 Royal, or Kasumi from Ninja Masters. And you gotta admit, it sucks when you get hit by the unblockable. But Carmen Super is pretty cool to look at.
Yep. You know, it's strange that that kind of throw is Carmen Super, and yet for Chang, that's just a normal throw.
Yep. It's actually, I haven't mentioned this yet, but Carmen is meant to be the replacement for Geese in this game. Actually, why they give him a
with his slam through. Okay, I know that move. All right. Anyways, that's reverse sweep from Lord Tiki.
Yeah, I don't know why they gave him a command grab, but yeah, he's the replacement for Geese in this game. So he's a mob. He's a mobster.
All right, this is what we got next.
Grand finals, and I hate to do this, but I have got dinner I need to go to. So I was able to stick for the rest of the tournament, but
All right, that's fine. I'll take it from here.
yeah. I mean, you got the basic gist of it, so I'm sure you'll do fine.
Oh, hopefully. I mean, during my commentating with you, I mean, it was kind of lackluster, but I'll do what I can.
I mean, we all learn somewhere. Besides, I don't really think I'm that good at commentary either. I had to completely, well, I mean, not completely alone, but once Terrell left the last tournament, I was basically left to commentate by myself. So
All right.
I know what it's like.
I gotta look at my switch sides, and I gotta look at my why I'm having a big burst in dropped frames.
Yeah, I noticed that doesn't. That's weird. I mean, the bit rate. It doesn't look like the bit rate's abnormal or anything. And, it looks like 30 FPS.
Yeah, because sometimes when I stream, it goes through normally, but then it drops to 0, and then it spikes back up for a moment. I wonder why.
That's weird. Not sure.
Anyways, if you want the VOD and you can if you can insert that one replay we missed, if possible, that could help, I guess. I could send you this. I could send you an MP. I didn't record this, but I can export an MP4 probably from Twitch.
Yeah, I'd be able to do that. I have Premiere Pro. Legally, mind you, I have it fully legally, but I have Premiere Pro.
All right. But first, let me see that replay to see if it's doable, because I don't want you to waste time.
Right.
And then I could send you the stream, and then you can just insert the match in the middle where it belongs.
Right.
It'll have no commentary, but you know.
I mean, if I had to guess, the replay probably will be screwed up somehow, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Anyways, Sun Roser switched to Wang.
So yeah, I gotta get going. So
right.
Thanks for the tournament.
All right, thanks for the suggestion, and thanks for commentating.
Yeah, not a problem. Always happy to promote this game and just chill in general.
And again, congrats on the AI tournament win.
Yeah, you don't mess with AI pretending.
All right, I'll see you later.
Yeah, see. Oh, and by the way, Kaiten is asking if you need help with commentating. So, in general, so.
if you'd like to
Yeah.
join, okay, so Sona Roser won that one there. Moving on to a 1-1 match.
Hey, Hawks.
Hey, Kaiten. Maybe I guess I should get this out of the way. Welcome back.
Thanks.
It's been, I don't know how long it's been. I think it's been almost a year since you last been a part of these tourneys.
Yeah. But, oh man. Yeah, it was like an hour later I would have made it, but my time zone right now is kind of whack.
Yeah, it's always been whack, and because I changed my schedule a little bit to have these tournaments later than Tarouse, you know.
Yeah. Oh man, and these setups by Carmen is ridiculous.
Really? So what's your history with Art of Fighting 3?
You know what? I participated in my first tournament 2 days ago.
Really? I'm assuming that might have been one of Lick Massacre's tourneys or Polar Bears.
Yes, exactly. I came into the game completely almost blind. But since then, like, it's been... I got used to it already.
Yeah, that's what Lick Massacre mentioned. People can get used to this game really quickly, and that's why all these matches are first to 3.
Yeah, and plus, oh jeez, Lord Tiki just taking the beating.
So this is championship point for Sana Rose, or however it's pronounced. Sorry.
Yeah, if Wang can keep Carmen off guard, it'll be fine. But I think Carmen's just gonna be like geesing. No, we're gonna activate boss mode.
Anyways,
jeez.
punch in the face. A second punch in the face. A
Jeez.
third one.
Why does I keep doing it until he learns how to avoid it? Yeah, Lord Tiki's not gonna take it down that easily.
Hey.
And that double palm from Wang is similar to Tekken's Fang's back one. Oh, super!
Yeah, that's a super.
Is it gonna be enough though?
Well, let's see. He's got a round lead. The problem is, never mind. I was gonna say
Yeah,
if they're both in red health, that could, and Wang lands a super. That's an ultimate KO. I think that's how ultimate KOs work. Ooh, ground pound.
Wang's unblockable ground pound if you don't jump. Oh, I think this might be over.
Let's see. Oh, with the super, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just a kick to the face for the victory.
All right. Well, congrats to Sona Roser.
Never underestimate the ground pound.
Well, thank you all for watching. I think the next tourney, I have it in mind. I don't know when, and sorry about these tourneys being at wonky times, K10.
Hey, no problem, man, because I'm used to wonky times anyways. I've done it before.
But anyways, but again, welcome back.
Yeah, it's been way too long since I arrived in retro.
or maybe even one of Tarou's tourneys.
Actually, I participated in Terrell's tourney.
I don't know. But definitely, But definitely in one of these tourneys, it's been a long time.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
I have a few games in mind. Maybe it might be KOF 99 or Children of the Atom next.
Oh
But
god.
Dope. That's dope. Coda.
I am horrible at Coda.
Me too.
well, I'm probably doing it for Mug, and if not next, maybe later. Regardless, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all later.